and welcome back to our video series COVID-19 Business Actions. I'm joined again by William Buck Tax Director Todd to provide an update on the JobKeeper package. In particular, some new released guidance from the ATO in relation to calculating your decline in turnover.
That's right.
Now, the eligibility requirements, the basic premise is that you ought to have shown a decline in turnover, a substantial decline, but my understanding is it's not that simple for a number of clients.
No, that's right. It can be quite challenging because the basic premise or the basic test looks at your projected turnover for the relevant period this year, be it the coming month or quarter, and compares that to the same month or quarter last year. But for quite a number of businesses, it's not that simple. If you've commenced business in the last 12 months, you don't have a comparable. If you're impacted by drought last year, maybe not an appropriate comparable. Or if you've acquired a business in the last 12 months, it may mean that your circumstances are really quite different to what they were 12 months ago.
So the ATO has just released guidance for these businesses, these situations. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Yeah, so what they've released are 7 alternative tests. Now these alternative tests only apply if you don't meet the basic test, the direct comparison to the same period last year. If you've met that one, you don't have to worry about these 7 tests. So these 7 tests, the first one is if your business has commenced in the last 12 months. If you've had a business acquisition is the second one. Third one is if you've had a restructure during the last 12 months. The fourth one, it looks to substantial increases in your turnover. So has there been a large increase in what's happened there? Drought or natural disasters is the fifth one. So how that may have impacted your situation. Irregular turnover. So is there a lumpiness in what's happened in your turnover? And the final one is situations for sole traders or partnerships, smaller partnerships, that where illness or sickness or the like has impacted on their business or their comparable period last year.
So 7 different alternative tests. How did it work?
I guess the simplest way to say it is that your comparable last year is changed. So instead of looking at the same month or quarter last year, so say April 2020 compared to April 2019, you instead don't look at April 2019. It's a different month or period that is looked at, which is considered more appropriate for your type of business. So by way of example, the businesses that have commenced just in the last 12 months, they may be looking at recent months, earlier this 2020 year or late 2019 may be looked at. Those that are in drought, it may actually look at results in 2018 or 2017 rather than 2019. And for those businesses that have been acquired in the last 12 months, it may actually be looking at the business turnover immediately after the acquisition, so the month after they acquired that business.
So for each test, you're looking at a different comparable period to what you would for the basic test?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So it seems like there's a lot of detail there. Is there anything else that people need to be aware of?
Yeah, so in addition to the 7 alternative tests, what your comparable and how you calculate it is impacted also if you've been receiving certain extensions or lodgement extensions or payment extensions from the ATO if you're in, say, for example, a bushfire impacted area. So certain postcodes have had blanket extensions on their lodgement requirements and their payment requirements for their normal tax. So how they calculate these 7 tests can be quite different to those people whose businesses are not conducted in bushfire impacted areas.
Okay, so a lot of complexity. So for some people, they'll change it from the comparable. For others, the way that that's calculated may be impacted by external issues. What should people be doing now if they don't satisfy that basic test?
Well, time's really running out if they want to register for the first couple of JobKeeper fortnights. So they need to get on top of this now. Understand, do they meet the basic test? If they do, don't worry about the alternative tests. But if the alternative tests are going to be applicable to their business, understand exactly how it works in their specific circumstances and then pull together the relevant information. Those historic months or periods, know your numbers. Are they calculated on the right basis? Do you have all the information? And if you're not sure, seek the advice of an appropriately qualified advisor.
Like yourself?
Absolutely. Or jump on our website, williambuck.com, and check out the COVID-19 resources page.
Okay. Thank you very much for today's update, Todd. And if you need any more information, as Todd says, hop on our website. There's a wealth of resources there.